My name's Britten Featherston. I am a clinical pharmacist with Healthesystems. What inspired me to become a pharmacist was definitely not a linear chain of events. I originally was going to be a veterinarian, and that's kind of all I ever had planned. I was a big science dork and loved animals, and so that was really the only thing I had planned. And in my experiences working at the vet clinic, I had some unfortunate fainting mishaps. And most notably the last one, when I passed out on top of a dog and they had to wake me up because we were draining this poor dog's lungs and I was not helping. When I tried to stand up, I knocked out 2 of the veterinary technicians, and so I was asked not to come back. So naturally I had to find another career path because I wasn't obviously going to be a very successful veterinarian if I couldn't keep both feet planted on the ground. And really right around that same time, my grandmother was diagnosed with metastatic ovarian cancer, and my mom was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And I just remember feeling very overwhelmed and helpless. And it wasn't really until we talked to the pharmacist that I started to feel that maybe something was clicking, that this is what I could do. And instead of being a very unsuccessful veterinarian, maybe I could be a beacon of hope and support for pharmacy patients. If I wasn't a pharmacist, I would probably be working in a research lab somewhere. I did an internship in an Alzheimer's research lab, and I thought that was really a lot of fun. It was very rewarding, and we were on the forefront of discovering a new Alzheimer's drug. So it was really cool to see the early phase of drug discovery. So if not that, I'd probably be in some kind of biomedical data science or predictive analytics to drive population health outcomes that way. I got into work comp when I heard about Healthesystems from a friend. Previously, I'd worked in both the retail and the hospital setting, and I loved my interaction with patients. One of the things I did feel, though, was that I could do more. And at the patient level, I'm doing the day-to-day with each patient individually, and I always felt like there was something I could do bigger or at a higher level where I could have a much bigger impact. And when I learned about Healthesystems and kind of what they did with the workers' comp population, it really struck a chord with me that I could use the talent and the knowledge that I have on a much bigger scale to impact more patients than I could ever in a single hospital or pharmacy setting. When I first came into work comp, there was definitely awareness around the opioid problem that we had. However, it didn't seem like it was very well known outside of the work comp industry. And I think a lot of it is because when you look at our population, we have a very concentrated population of injured workers, so we saw a lot of opioid use, whereas in the broader group health, there's a lot of dilution because you're dealing with a lot of chronic conditions also. Now, within the last 3 or 4 years, there's been the opioid epidemic has been defined, and we're seeing a lot of attention around that. So we're seeing a lot more movement in reducing the opioid use than we were seeing before that. It's really nice to know that Healthesystems was on the forefront of leading that change in the solutions that we offered for our customers. What's different about Healthesystems is that I think Healthesystems is really a company that has heart and integrity, and you can really see it in its people, and it's evident in our business practices. When we create solutions for our customers, we always keep the patient at the center of our focus, and a lot of times we can create interventions that, while are doing the right thing for the patients, actually work in opposition to our bottom line. And you know a company has integrity when you see leadership rallying behind that and actually encouraging driving those interventions to do the right thing. Now, my favorite thing about Healthesystems is the people. We have a great group of people who work here. You can see the passion with everyone in their different roles, and I'm always in awe of the different talents that we have working here. I think with any company, really the people make or break a company, and I think here we have a great group of people. When I think back to taking my first oath as a pharmacist, it reminds me that our primary role is to advocate for patients. And I think when we keep that in mind here, that is the best way we can have an impact on our patients, whether we are designing a formulary or creating a physician intervention or a patient outreach intervention. As long as we keep our patient's best interest in the center of what we're designing, I think we will always have a good impact on our customers and our patients. So I see really two main areas of change where we can really add value to our customers. We are seeing advancements in medical technologies and even pharmaceuticals. We're also seeing advancements in our data capabilities. And so when we can kind of bridge those two, we can really offer well-rounded solutions. So seeing the new medications that are coming out and some of the new therapies that are coming out can be very costly. When we can use our data analytics or even create some new algorithms, we can help choose the right therapies for the right patients at the right time. What I would like to see change in work comp is really an increased focus on education and prevention, earlier interventions, and even alternative medicines being used more often. I think when we take the focus off of cost at a transaction level and worry more about program outcomes, we'll see the cost reduction follow. But really, when we're trying to focus on making the right decisions on the therapy, the cost should really be a backseat. I love to read inspirational quotes actually, so it was hard to pick one. But I think one that's appropriate for work is that if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. And I think that one resonates with me here because I think sometimes we need to kind of take a step back and think outside the box. When we want to create innovative solutions, we have to think differently than what we've always done.